guys, it's Nisha and I'm back with another video, and this video is pretty much going to be talking about my experience so far with the first semester of nursing and working these 12-hour shifts. To be completely honest with you guys, I didn't think it was going to be easy, but it's definitely not. The classes that I'm taking right now is psychology, I'm taking biology, political science, I'm taking a math course, and then an English course. You guys, actually, like right now, I have 2 essays due on Sunday. Today's Friday, so my love for YouTube is real. But yeah, anyways, so if you don't know, I am a certified medical assistant at a urgent care here in Albuquerque, and I work there 12-hour shifts there. My schedule is pretty much the same, except now they're trying to get a girl to work weekends. Like, anyway, we'll get into that like at a later time. But my schedule is either Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday straight, then I'm off 4 days straight, and then that next week I'll work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then I'm off for 3 days straight. So the one thing that I do really love about it is the fact that my off days are all consecutive. So it's not like, okay, I get a little break and then I gotta go back to work. It's like I get this really long like vacation and then I go back to work, which I really like because I have 3 or 4 days straight that I could just work on my nursing assignments. Well, not straight because I have children, but you get the idea. I have like, consecutive days for me to get my assignments done, so I'm not falling behind at all. It's actually very eye-opening. Well, here's the background story on why I even started nursing school. I've always wanted to be in healthcare. It was really hard for me to find a job in healthcare. If you guys watch my old video, I think I was talking about how no one wanted to hire me and I didn't know why. It's because I was straight out of school. It was really hard to find a job straight out of school. I can't express to you why, because for most professions, you start off as a student, you know what I mean? So it was really hard for me to find a job in the beginning, but eventually, COVID swabbing. So I guess that gave me a little, I don't know. I don't know what it was, but no one wanted to hire your girl. And it wasn't about my nails. It wasn't about any of that. It wasn't about my attitude, because the way that I act in real life is not the way that I act at work, obviously. It wasn't about any of that. So I don't want to hear none of that in the comments. Because I know in that video somebody was like, oh, it's your nails, girl. And it really wasn't, because I didn't have no nails. Like, walking into these interviews and stuff like that, I present myself the way I'm supposed to present myself. Like, no nails, no lashes, nothing, And then once I know the policy, then I'll adjust as such. So stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. So pretty much it was really hard for me to find like a medical assistant job. So when I finally got one, I didn't like the environment. I didn't like the gossiping. I didn't like how anytime I did something wrong, no one wanted to address me. It was just, they would rather talk behind my back than actually tell me what I was doing wrong. And that's not going to work with me. So yeah, that didn't work. And then I ended up getting this job here at the urgent care. And it's had its up and downs. People want to steal from me and stuff. Watch that story time. It's had its up and downs, but it's definitely more ups than it is downs. I think I could say that with a straight face. I can say that with a straight face. It's more ups right now than it is downs. So I really do enjoy the job. I love the fact that everything that I'm learning in school, I'm actually putting to use, which I think is really important when you're going into healthcare, is the things that you're learning in school, you want to actually put it to use. When you're fresh out of school and you're a student, you want to get your hands wet. You want to do everything. So that's what I wanted. I didn't want to be behind a desk. I didn't want to do reception. I wanted to use the skills that I learned in school to, get that training, because not everybody want to be a medical assistant for 55 years. That was never my goal. My goal was to get my foot wet in healthcare. I didn't want to be a CNA. I kind of wanted something that was a little bit more well-rounded. So I felt like medical assisting was just that. So I've been a medical assistant for some time now, and I've been wanting to go into nursing. My first idea was not to go and get this diploma for medical assistant. My first idea was to go straight into nursing, but I've read so much and I've talked to people that I know that are actually nurses, and they really did say, maybe you should try to be a PCT or maybe like a CNA or a medical assistant to see if healthcare is really for you. And I think that's that was the best advice I ever got in my life. Like, my friends don't be giving me good advice. That was literally the best advice I ever got in my life, because I feel like when you're working, like, especially in a hospital environment, because, that's usually where we all start, in the hospital. When you're working in a hospital environment, definitely getting that idea of what healthcare is will help you kind of map out everything else. You know what I mean? So I feel like if I didn't work as a medical assistant and I didn't try being in an emergency room, I wouldn't know that an emergency room was not something that I wanted to do. And I wouldn't know that I would actually really love medical assisting. I feel like things in healthcare, like I said in I think in a prior video, it just comes natural to me. Like it's not hard for me to, jump in or, take lead on anything. Like it's not hard. And I feel like working in the urgent care really opened my eyes to that. I'm learning all types of medicines. I'm learning, how to administer medicines. I'm learning the common medicines. I'm learning people's diagnoses, because I work really close with the nurse practitioners. So I'm learning so much. And I feel like this is so beneficial to me, especially because now I'm in nursing school. I watch them so closely. Like, I'm so nosy. Like, when they're in there prescribing medicines, I'm in there asking all type of questions. And the nurse practitioners that we have are so, like, they've been in the field for so long. They're so knowledgeable and they just want to teach. Like, the women that I work with are amazing and I really do appreciate them because they're so willing to teach me. When you're in a hospital, you ain't about to ask them doctors nothing and they're not about to tell you nothing. I promise you. Like, that's why I really highly suggest, if you can get into a family practice or an urgent care, do it, because you're going to be working so close to these you're going to be working so close to these providers. And if you have providers that are like mine, and I hope each and every one of you do, I hope you guys get to experience having great providers around you that are willing to teach you, because you will learn so much more than just taking blood pressure. Okay? Because some providers will literally only have you administer medications and take vitals and chart. Like, they'll never let you do anything else. No, my providers are like, they allow us to do everything. We call insurance. So in my position, sometimes I work in the back, and when I'm lazy and I want to do nothing, I be working in COVIDs. Okay, don't judge me. So with COVIDs, a COVID person will come to the window. I'll run their insurance. I'll take a copy of their ID and insurance. Once I have that, I have them fill out the patient questionnaire. It pretty much is like what symptoms you're having, how long you've had it, your contact information, blah, blah, blah. They fill out all that stuff, and then I swab them for COVID. I put it into the Department of Health website, and they will then send out the results. Baby, boom, boom, pow. But some days when I feel like working with patients, because sometimes these patients be getting money. When I be feeling like working with patients, I do. And I get to administer the medications. I get to learn, the different medications. I get to learn how to mix some medications. Like, I get to learn so much. I get to draw blood. I get to, I get to call Quest. I get to ask them questions like, hey, this is what I need. What tube do I need to draw? Because a lot of times, I have my little badge that has, the tubes. But there's some stuff on that, there's some stuff they request that's not on my little badge. Okay? And I'm not about to go to Google. I don't know about you, but I don't trust Google all the time, because I feel like anybody could just write an article on Google and it ends up on Google. Like, I don't know what the qualifications are for articles to get on Google no more, because I've studied stuff off of Google and I have gotten things wrong on tests off of Google. So I can't trust Google with my heart. So I'll call Quest, which is like a place. I don't know if you guys know, they run blood and they do all that good stuff, testing and stuff. So I'll call them and I'm like, hey, my provider needs this. What tube do I use and why am I using this tube? And they are so nice and they answer all my questions. And I'll make a little notes. I have little notes on my desk. I literally have Post-its on my desk at work, and I just keep all my little Post-its. And we also work with Southwest Labs, which pretty much does all your AITs and disease screenings and cultures. And there's a girl that works with Southwest. She's there from 8 to 4, and I'm always asking her questions. I'm just like, hey, I need a urine culture for this, and why, show me how you do it. I work with people that are so willing to educate me that this is going to be so beneficial for me. And right now, I'm a sponge. I'm just soaking it all up. And I really, really, truly, a lot of you guys that watch me are in healthcare or going into healthcare. I hope you guys are blessed enough to have a really great team behind you, because it's going to make you want to be in healthcare. Honestly, when you have crappy people around you, you have people that don't want to teach you, people that kind of just, they don't really think you're educated because you're just an MA. when you have people like that around you, it doesn't make you want to be in healthcare. Like, honestly, working in the ER made me not want to do this. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. Like, my like week in the ER, I was literally there a week. My week in the ER, like, it made me never want to be in healthcare. Like, it was so discouraging. And like, nurses would try to make side conversations, and I would tell them, yeah, I really want to go to nursing school, and they're just like, good luck. Like, it was just so negative. And you would think in a place where you're literally like, you are saving lives by the second, you would think in a place like that people would be a little bit more kind-hearted and a little bit more nurturing, but it is what it is. Okay, get into a family practice, get into an urgent care, and I hope you guys have teams that are ready to back you up, baby, because if you do, you're gonna love healthcare. Working in the urgent care is the reason why I wanted to go into nursing, because I was like, these people are so kind, and I feel like healthcare needs more kind people. Can we talk about it? Healthcare needs more kind people. Okay, like, I think going into the emergency room, I only ran into one doctor that cared about me, and I think it was because she was like a first-time mom. She was pregnant, and I was in the ER with my kids, and I was just like scared for my life, and she was the only one that really like took the time to really talk to me and really get to know me and really figure out what's wrong with me and what wasn't wrong with me, because I'm a hypochondriac anyways. But we need more people like that in healthcare. Can we talk about it? We need more people that are willing to listen to what's wrong with you. And that's why I love the providers that I work with, because they listen to each and every one of the patients. Even though it's a very in and out situation, they listen to their problems. Hey, how do you feel? How long have you been feeling like this? And when you get to the doctor, sometimes you're like, I'm here for a headache. And then you be like, you know what? My toe's been hurting for like, you know what I mean? And in situations like that, a lot of doctors are like, okay, well, we're not here for your toe. We're here for this, The doctors that I work with are so compassionate that they're like, okay, you're having issues with your toe. How long has that been? Let's get an x-ray. Like, they're so compassionate, and it's so hard to find people like that. And I want to be one of those people. As cheesy as this is about to sound, I want to be one of those people, because I feel like I can bring so much empathy and so much compassion into healthcare that we need. Baby, I'm ready to change lives. So that's why I kind of had my epiphany about going to nursing school. And it was so on a whim, but I feel like it was so meant to be, because everything happened so well. I mean, the devil did try to jump in and do a little something, but it didn't work. But I feel like it happened so smoothly, except for that situation. It was just meant to be. So let me tell you guys the timeline. We got time, okay? Let me tell you guys the timeline. So pretty much I woke up one day and I was just like, I want to go into nursing. Like, I didn't really think about being an NP until just recently, but I was like, I want to go into nursing. And I did all my research. I watched so many YouTube videos. I read an article. Like, I was reading, really trying to make sure this was something I wanted to do, because for $90,000, like I said, $90,000, I need to make sure this is what I wanted to do. So the same school that I got my medical assistant from is the same school I ended up calling, and I was like, hey, do you guys still offer the accelerated nursing program? They're like, yeah. I'm like, is it an ADN or is it a BSN? And it was like a BSN. You can get it in 2.5 years. Not a 4-year degree in 2.5 years. That's why it's $90,000. And I was really like jumping back and forth, like, okay, I can do this ADN program. It's a lot cheaper. I think the ADN program was like $45,000. And I was like, okay, that's a lot cheaper. But I mean, for technically an extra 45, I can get it done in a little bit more time, a half a year longer, and I can have my BSN. So I was just looking, like, the pay rate. I was like, how much do you get paid if you're a BSN? How much do you get paid if you're ADNs? Does it really matter? Is it more experience-based? Is it more, you know what I mean? And I decided to go with the BSN, because I was like, if I get my ADN and then later in life I'm like, I want my BSN, that's another year in school. And then if I'm like, okay, I want to do my NP, that's like another 2, maybe 3 years. That's too much time. I just turned 30, and I was like, look, that's too much time, baby. I'm trying to do this before 36. So this is too much time. We waste too much time, okay? So I decided to go for the BSN, went in, talked to him, and it was in the middle of everything, like, well, I'm filling out applications. I'm really thinking, I'm like, 90,000, that's a lot. Like, I'm gonna have to make like $800-900 payments a month. Like, that's a lot. I'm gonna do it, baby. But then I was online and I called the financial aid office and I was like, hey, I don't have any grants or anything like that. Like, do you guys know of any grants in New Mexico, whatever? So they told me about a WIOA program, and they matched the school that I'm going to matches the grant of the WIOA. So the WIOA gives you $9,000, right? And my school matches that $9,000. So that would mean I wouldn't have to pay anything a month. I hopped on it. I literally took a day off of work, even though I didn't want to, because I'm about my bag. I took a day off of work. I went to the orientation. I did the testing there. I was there for like 5 hours. I did an English and math testing, passed it. Once I was done with that, they was like, okay, bring in all your school paperwork, have your school fill this out, have your school do that. Went straight to the school from there, had them fill out all the, like, literally everything was going so smooth. Got up there the day before, she was like, hey, I was like, I'm done with everything. She's like, okay, I have to we have to do like another orientation. I was like, okay, cool. When can I go? The days she gave me was the days I was like, oh my God, like I got work. Like, okay, something in the universe trying to not make this happen, but baby, we're going to make it happen, because if God says yes, who can tell me no? So I was just like, okay, I'm going to call for work again. So I called my manager. I was like, I'm not coming in. She was like, why not? Like, no, I need you there. Like, we're hella short staffed. Mind you, we're urgent care with only 4 of us. Well, technically 3 MAs and 2 reception. We'll talk about that later, though. But yeah, she was like, I need you there, and I hate to leave my coworkers by themselves. I know nobody care about leaving me by myself, because I've been by myself all the time. You guys, I'll tell you a story time later. But I be by myself all the time. And when I say by myself, I mean by myself. Like I said, we'll talk about it later. So I was just like, okay, whatever. So I told her, I was like, okay, can I be late? And she was like, okay, what time? And I was like, I don't know. Like, I'm just gonna be late, okay? And then I hung up on her, because let me tell you. Anyway, we're gonna get into my job later. Like, I love my job when certain people are not there. And when I mean certain people, I mean certain people that hired me. anyways, back on the story. So I literally ended up taking off the whole day because I needed to, right? So I have the orientation where I'm talking to her. She's like, okay, coming here, you're showing, like, this is what you need. So it's pretty much like, you tell them why you need the money. I'm like, look, I'm a mom. I have 2 kids. I've been wanting to be in healthcare for a really long time. I started MA school like in 2017. I wasn't able to finish. This and this happened. I went back. I finished. And I just proved to myself that no matter how I feel, no matter what goes on, that I can always complete what I started, which is an issue that I seriously have in life. Like, I'll start things and never finish. Look at my YouTube channel. But I keep telling myself, like, I'm not going to beat myself up on it. I'm going to pick it up and I'm just going to do it. And that's what I did. And that's what I've been doing. And that's what I will continue to do. I don't want to ever get into a rut where I'm like, oh, I just don't want to do this. I'm never going to do it. No, I want to be able to go back and take a break. It's very important to take these mental breaks. Take a break, but pick up where you left off. Okay. So that's really important. Hopefully that touched somebody, because baby, that touched me. Anyways, so I was telling her all this. So pretty much you tell them your story. They have to plead your case to the board, and then the board is what approves it. So I told her my story. She was like, you know what? You're showing, like, you're such a hard worker. You're showing this, that, and the third. I think you're going to be fine. I'm going to talk to them. And in a week, I'll let you know about their decision, because it's up to them if they want to give me the money. Okay. So a week passed. I didn't hear anything. And when I tell you, I was so depressed. Like, I was so depressed. I remember just like being in this office at this table crying, because I was like, I probably didn't get it, and I can't afford $800 a month, baby. I'm a material girl, but I ain't that much of a material girl, okay? I'm a material girl by thought. So I was like, I can't afford $800 a month. Like, I got car payments. I'm paying rent. I'm paying $80 for gas. Like, I was just like, I can't afford it. Like, I'm not going to be able to go to nursing school. And I felt so defeated, because I did everything. Like, I did everything. I was like, oh my God, I was studying for this TEAS test. Like, I was really doing everything that I needed to do to make this a reality. And that was the only thing holding me back. And I was just like, my life is literally in the hands of someone that doesn't know me. That sucks. That sucks. Is what if they're like, this is not a good enough reason for us to give her this grant? What if they're like, look, she has a job? Because that's what I ultimately thought the issue was going to be, because I feel like a lot of people that were applying for the grant didn't have jobs. So I'm like, okay, because you don't have jobs, you literally don't have income, so you can't afford it. I didn't want them to look at me and be like, okay, she has a job, so like, why can't she just pay for it? You know? So I was literally like so depressed. Another week went by, I didn't hear anything. I was just like, oh my God, I didn't get it. Like, they could at least tell me I didn't get it. You know, I was stressed every day. It was just a really bad time. Time to be me. So then I was just like, I don't even know what I want to do after this. Like, I don't want to stay at MA forever. Like, I really want to progress in something. So I was looking at other programs. I was about to apply to other schools. I remember being on my way to work, and I got a call. Yesterday, I didn't recognize the number. The girl was like, hey, I got you. Your grant is approved. It's been sent over to your school, and all you have to do is come down here and sign for it. Baby, I freaking U-turned back. Text my manager, was like, I'm going to be late. Blocked her because I don't want her asking me no questions. Went over there, signed. She was like, all you got to do is sign right here. Signed it. I almost cried. Like, I was signing that, and I almost cried because I was like, okay, it's meant to be. Because in my mind, I was like, if I can't get this grant, then, and I've done everything that I possibly could, then it's not meant to be. So then we have to find something else to do. Okay. But I signed it, got in my car, cried it out, and then went to work. And I was so excited, because then after that hurdle, I was like, okay, I'm scheduling my TEAS test for this weekend, which gave me like 3 days to study. I'm scheduling this TEAS test. I'm going to take it. I'm going to pass it. And I'm going to be a nursing student. Like, that was literally all that was in my mind. The guy called me. Like, I forgot, the advisor called, and he's like, hey, I heard that you got the grant, so like, what's next? Like, do you want to come take the TEAS? I said, yes, I've already signed up on Saturday. And he was like, oh, do you feel like you need more time? I said, no, because if I don't pass it this time, that's okay, I'll have time to take it again, but we're gonna pass it. And he was like, all right. He was like, I love the enthusiasm. Sir, I don't need that. Don't tell me you love the enthusiasm, because it's not enthusiasm. This is what it's gonna be. Okay, manifestations is a real thing. If you speak it, you stand behind it, it's gonna happen. I promise you. Went there, took the TEAS test, passed TEAS test, went home, cried again. I think I have like a vlog about me taking the TEAS test. So cute. But yeah. And at that point, I was just like, okay, you know, I was scared. I went to orientation like a few weeks later, super scared, took off of work again. Because let me tell you something, work is not going to stop me from my dream. Okay. They can always find another medical assistant. I can always find another healthcare job if they ever have an issue with me. Because, look, just like I told my manager, I was just like, look, my dream is to do this. And if this job is not going to get in the way of that, I told her that. And she was like, I understand. And you're very valuable. Anyways, so everything's happening, you know. School, like, let's just fast forward, school starts in like 2 weeks, right? I'm nervous. I'm buying anything you can possibly think of for no reason. I'm gonna make a video about being a paperless student, because that's what I am, and I'm gonna show you guys all the apps and stuff that I'm using to get through nursing school. And baby, we're just gonna have a nursing school's journey, like in the midst of my whole life journey on this channel. We're definitely gonna be in a more of a nursing school journey. And yeah, so I'm gonna show you guys that. But now, you know, fast forward to today, we are now in school. Those are classes I'm taking, and I'm a straight A student. Okay, if you don't believe me, I'm going to screen record my grades and put it into the video, like here. But I'm a straight A student, blood, sweat, and tears. I'm going to show you guys how I'm staying productive. I'm going to make a video, probably showing you guys how I study. I have a little study video for you guys, because I know some of you guys are students and stuff, and so you can study with your girl. Okay, I might even make some lives, like just on here, just studying, because I feel like this is our lives. You know, if you're a student right now, you're planning to be a student, your life is going to be studying. Okay, it's not going to be all studying, because it's never got to be all work and no play. Like, no, it doesn't have to be like that. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen later, but you know, my first year is all online, which is really beneficial, because, you know, I work, I come home, do a little bit, work, come home, do a little bit, and on my days off, I'm spending most of my days, you know, with the kids and studying and incorporating all of that good stuff. So I make some videos about productivity and how I'm staying productive, but I just wanted to catch you guys up about how my first semester's been. And my first semester's been great. Like, it's been a couple hurdles. Like, I had a little bit of hurdle, Starting out, I was failing classes. I didn't I wasn't technically failing, but I definitely did have a D in English at a point. The technicalities, the technicalities, yeah, but I'm gonna show you guys how I'm maintaining my grades, and I'm gonna explain to you guys how I raised my grade, because I definitely did, baby. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna show you my grades, share you guys my grades, and if you guys have any video suggestions, any ideas of videos that you guys want to see next, add them down in the comments below. I'm definitely taking ideas, because sometimes this brain be empty, baby. Like, it be burnt out a little bit. So I hope you guys like this video. I hope you guys stuck around and watched the whole video. If you did, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, beauties.